my name's Jess.
My name's Elizabeth, and today we're going to be talking about
Ancient Egypt. The Pharaoh was the most valued out of everyone in Egypt, being the political, religious, and economical leader of the Egyptians. Pharaoh was the final judge and the supreme commander of all military and owned all the land, people, and possessions. The pyramids were built to ensure the pharaoh's ability to reign in the afterlife. He not only controlled the Egyptians' mortal lives, but he also helped them in their afterlife. These religious beliefs gave the pharaoh great power over his subjects. Ancient Egyptians believed in many gods, and the afterlife was incredibly important to them.
They believed that by preserving a dead person's body through the process of mummification, that soul would live on forever in the afterlife.
Unwrapped, the bandages of an ancient Egyptian mummy could stretch for 1.6 kilometers. Yikes!
The ancient Egyptian people were grouped in a hierarchy system, with the pharaoh at the top and the farmers and slaves at the bottom. The groups of people nearest to the top of society were the richest and most powerful. This diagram shows the structure of an ancient Egyptian society.
Pharaoh was believed to be a god on earth, and he had the most power. He was responsible for making laws and keeping order, ensuring that Egypt was not attacked or invaded by any enemies, and for keeping the gods happy.
The Vizier was Pharaoh's chief advisor and was sometimes also the high priest. He was responsible for overseeing administration, and all documents had to have his official seal on them. He was also responsible for the supply of food, for settling disputes between nobles, and for the running and protection of Pharaoh's household.
Nobles ruled the regions of Egypt. They were responsible for making local laws and keeping order in their region.
Priests were responsible for keeping the gods happy. They did not preach to people, but they were responsible for performing rituals and ceremonies to the god of their temple.
Scribes were the only people who could read and write, and were responsible for keeping records.
Soldiers were responsible for the defense of their country, and they were often rewarded with land for their service.
Craftsmen were skilled workers such as pottery makers, leather workers, sculptors, painters, weavers, jewelry makers, shoemakers, and tailors.
Farmers worked the land of Pharaoh and the nobles, and they were given shelter, clothing, and food in return.
There were no slave markets or auctions in ancient Egypt. Slaves were usually prisoners captured in war. Slaves could be found in the households of the pharaoh or the nobles, working at mines or quarries, and also in temples.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
We hope you learnt a lot.
As our Egyptian friends would say, Narokum Kariben, which means see you soon.